everybody, I'm Ryan, and today we're going to talk about the modern metagame over the course of the last week. And as a disclaimer, as with most of my metagames, this is technically a winner's metagame because Magic Online only posts top 32s of challenges and stuff. So in any case, I still think this is really reflective of the overall metagame. Let's jump into it. So at the top, at 21% is Boros Energy. There's a very large gap, and then is it Prowess, and then Ruby Storm, followed by Eldrazi Ramp, and then Belcher. If you want to look at this graph a little longer, feel free to pause the video, but we're going to talk about Belcher. There are two different types of Belcher. The one that's been around for a long time is the Azorius or Mono Blue Belcher. What this deck is attempting to do is play Goblin Char Belcher or cheat it on the battlefield in some other way. Activate Goblin Char Belcher, and because there are no lands in the deck, deal like 40 something to the opponent and win the game. It can achieve this by ramping with Lotus Bloom and just really using the rest of their deck to dig through their deck and play counter magic. It is extremely powerful and protects this literal one card combo pretty easily.
Well, the Eldrazi finally came. Yeah, this basement's not gonna protect me. I don't know why I came down here. Let me...
Eldrazi Ramp uses Ancient Tomb-esque lands like Eldrazi Temple and Ugin's Labyrinth in order to ramp out these big, giant creatures that are extremely difficult for the opponent to deal with. It's also an interesting sub-game where Sowing Micah Spawn can take out lands that are really relevant. So sometimes you can just steal games like that, but mostly you're just playing big creatures earlier than you should that the opponent just concedes to.
The storm is insane outside. Wait, is it raining rubies?
And third is Ruby Storm. Ruby Storm uses cards like Ral Monsoon Mage and Ruby Medallion in order to reduce the cost of their entire deck so their rituals produce even more mana so that they can use their impulse effects to cast even more spells and make even more mana, and then pass in Flames to do it all again to eventually hit Grape Shot or Wishing for Grape Shot or Wishing for Empty the Warrens, but that's a slightly worse win condition. Kill their opponent, win the game.
Keep it for real, look like it. Oh no, the phone fell. It was cool, I promise.
Is it Prowess is the second most popular deck in Modern. This deck plays some extremely powerful Prowess-esque creatures like Slickshot Show-Off or literally having Prowess like Monastery Sphere, or creatures that get bigger as you fill your graveyard and can select draws like in Dragon's Rage Channeler, and then plays burn spells and pump spells and draw spells, all that are very, very cheap in order to make as many spells as possible to trigger Corey Steelcutter as often as possible so they can go super, super wide and kill their opponent quickly. Then the most popular deck in Modern is Boros Energy. What Boros Energy is it's kind of two different things. It's sort of a mid-range deck that is able to play the super long game with draw spells and powerful end game, like, you know, Seasoned Pyromancer, Fable the Mirror Breaker, and even like Flage being that powerful end game. And then also is a red-white aggro deck sort of on the other side of the deck that are all very good late game as well, like Guide of Souls, Ocelot Pride, Ragavan, Ajani, and whatnot. So it can have that aggro nut hand that the opponent has to deal with, and then also can play the super, super long game, which is this deck's so good at playing. But that is the Modern metagame. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social medias. Links are above me and in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.